What's going on? We're back again, and it's time to better know a commander. We again have 4 great decks for you, and be sure to stay tuned to the end to catch up on the OG Pirate Grixis commander, Admiral Beckett Brass. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. That is the absolute best way to help this channel grow. Without further ado, it's time to get wrecked with Kaervek. Frankly, I'm tired of long games, and you should be too. So much so that let's set a clock on the next game we play. That clock? Kaervek the Merciless. More like Get Wrecked the Merciless. This is a Punisher deck. Some might call it Group Slug. However you describe it to your friends, it won't matter. The point is the clock is on. So the goal here, get Kaervek out as fast as possible and watch the world burn. Let's get into it. We're going to need some other Punisher cards along the way. So we're playing Eidolon of the Great Revel. Mogis God of Slaughter fits in nicely here. You just have to remember every upkeep to make players take 2 damage or sacrifice a creature. One of my favorite Punisher cards, Scab Clan Berserker. This thing's getting in, someone will be open, and now everyone takes 2 when they cast non-creature spells. Let's add a Roiling Vortex in there just to make sure no one's trying to gain some life and keep the game going. Oh, and for free spells, your opponents are going to take 5 damage too. We got to get Kaervek out soon, so we're playing Dark Ritual. We're also playing Cabal Ritual. And let's keep him alive once we get him out. So we've got Not Dead After All, and we've got Malakir Rebirth. How about some card selection for ourselves? There's the odd chance that you get flooded with lands. Well, Valakut Awakening will let you tuck a bunch of those away and pick up some new heat. Obviously, we're playing O'Hare Ashonal. The Deepest Might's going to turn those late game Soul Rings into 4 damage apiece. Let's double the damage some more. We've got Sulfum Mayhem Dominus. And let's put our opponents into a painful quandary. Whenever an opponent casts a spell, that player loses 5 life unless they discard a card. Speed things up even more, we can play Wound Reflection. They're going to lose some life on their turn, so we might as well make it double. You're going to have a red permanent out, so the Kaervek Parasite is going to be a great part of the deck. One of the most annoying cards I play against right now, Rug of Smothering, is perfect for this deck. How about we play Kroxa too? Get people to discard their hands, attack and make them do it again. Get us some card advantage with Plarg and Nasari. This card's awesome. And how about just a wild card at the top end for 11 mana? Or less, maybe. Blood for the Blood God. Discarding your hand, drawing a bunch, and dealing a ton of damage to your opponent seems like a great time. We got places to be. We got places to go. Kaervek the Merciless makes sure that those games are quick, to the point, and give us time to play more games or get on with our lives. Hope this helps. This deck is absolutely unhinged. We're talking Juri, Master of the Revue. My favorite part about the Rakdos, it's a traveling circus. A little more fire whips and chains than I'd like to see, but hey, we're here for a good time, right? Juri, Master of the Revue. Whenever you sacrifice a permanent, put a +1/+1 counter on Juri. When Juri dies, deal damage equal to Juri's power to any target. It's not if Juri dies, it's when Juri dies. It's really a big act. I thought I was going to have some troubles with this and then started looking into what I could do. Oh yeah, this is right up my alley. So here we go. This is a Kark Clan Ironworks deck. We're playing tons of artifacts and we're going to try and loop them and make tons of mana. Along with Kark Clan Ironworks, we need Scrap Trawler, we need Mirror Retriever, we need Mox Opal. With these cards, you can start bringing them back from the graveyard over and over again and generating mana, plus netting colored mana. You'll be able to tap Mox Opal with the number of artifacts we have. All this sacrificing is going to make Juri really big, and because we're going to have colored mana, we're going to have to find a way to sacrifice Juri and throw them at each of our opponents. That sounds fun, right? Since we're talking artifacts, we have to talk Dockside Extortionist. We got to make a ton of treasures. That seems like a really good time. With the card Cloudstone Curio, Dockside and Juri can go infinite. They bounce each other back and forth to your hand, and if you're netting enough treasure and sacrificing the treasures, you're going to be able to generate tons and tons of mana. We also have Rograk to start that off as well. Eventually, we also need to throw Juri at people, so we're going to use Throw Teammate, which is just a fun version of Fling. I'm okay with that. Since we're sacrificing things, it wouldn't be unheard of to put Dargo the Shipwrecker in the deck. Dargo costs 1 mana. Doesn't matter how you slice it. You're going to sacrifice 2 or 3 treasures and make his cost 1 red. Did I mention we are sacrificing permanents? Well, that means we get to play another member of the Rakdos, Mayhem Devil. This thing's going to just sit there and punish your opponents and let you sacrifice and take care of things as you see fit. Since we're making treasures, we get to play Zorn as well. It's an elemental, and if you would make any number of treasures, make that many +1. And for a bit more board control and a few more treasures, we're also going to play Grim Hireling. Whenever a creature you control deals combat damage to an opponent, make 2 treasures. That's real good. So, Juri's a combo deck, it turns out. Black-red combo seems awesome. Anything that's producing treasures, anything with massive sacrifice abilities or sacrifice payoffs are going to be great in this deck. You can go as fast as you want, turn this into an Ad Nauseam deck, maybe a Bolas's Citadel deck, maybe you want Goblin Welder. All of those are great ideas. If you want to make it a bit more punishing, maybe you skip those and you add in things like Mana Barbs or like the Eidolon of the Great Revel, and just make it tough for your opponents to do anything at all. The only thing that they'll be allowed to do is come see the circus. Hope this helps. Don't build this deck until you've seen these spicy includes. We're talking about the Lady of Otaria, an avatar. One of the things I really like is the tap 3 dwarves, cast her. I can get behind that. That skips commander cost. She also comes with some card draw if you have lands go to the graveyard. Okay, so that's a unique build path for sure, but let's do it. Right off the bat, I saw dwarves, I thought Magda. We're going to tap Magda a bunch of times, we're going to make a bunch of treasures. You could go dragons with this, but I'm going big artifacts, because we're also getting treasures. So, some artifacts we might want to include, Conduit of Worlds, or Crucible of Worlds, but this one lets you cast spells as well. And Portal to Phyrexia. This is an absolute house to get with Magda's ability. It'll turn your deck into a green-red Reanimator deck, of all things. So what else are we playing? Well, we're going to play this card called 7 Dwarves, and we're going to play Dwarven Recruiter, and then we're going to play another card called 7 Dwarves. We now get the Lord of the Ring Dwarves with Glowing Dwarf Emissary, and I think we'll just add in 5 more copies of 7 Dwarves. We also get to play Gimli, Counter of Kills, Gimli of the Glittering Caves, and Gimli's Reckless Might. This is a really cool game-finishing card. We need cards to go to the graveyard. Sorry, we need lands to go to the graveyard. So we're going to play Harrow. This is ramp, and we get to sack a land to do it. We also get to play Crop Rotation to go get the best land in our deck. We're also going to play Splendid Reclamation. We're going to tap out for it, and we're going to drop Jockle Hops. Yes, this is a Jockle Hops deck. Awesome art and sad opponents. Should be a good time overall, right? Now, back to the Dwarfen. We're playing Mine Layer, because that card's silly. And we're playing Bomb Squad to put on fuse counters. How about we played Shared Animosity, seeing as how we've got 7 Dwarves to put into play? We also have one of my favorite card draw spells in red, Tectonic Reformation. Each land card in your hand has cycling for a red. We're going to play quite a few lands in this deck. I would venture a guess this is a 41, 42 land deck, just to ensure that we're hitting land drops, and when we get to Splendid Reclamation, we get to put a ton of lands back into play and take over the game really quickly. So there you go. The Lady of Otaria is a Dwarves, Land Destruction, Treasure, Magda deck. I don't think that's too many paths to go either. Lots of great synergy, and when push comes to shove, you've got a 5/5. And when there's nothing else on the board, she will close out the game. Hope this helps. It turns out all great commander pilots call out their finishing moves. So here we go. We're talking Nami. Nami of the Straw Hat Crew. No, I'm just kidding. We're talking Admiral Beckett Brass, the OG Grixis pirate commander. Nami might be a bit younger, but definitely Beckett Brass is where you want to be. I don't know tons about One Piece, but I do know that Nami does try to steal things. So I was going with that theme, and Beckett Brass helps us with that. So let's get into it. One of the cool things is that we just got a pirate precon. So a lot of cards are going to be readily available, and we definitely want some of these classic pirates. Some of them are from OG Ixalan, some of them are from Commander Masters. So from Commander Masters, we've got Breaches, Brazen Plunderer. Breaches steals cards from our opponent's deck. We also have new Breaches, Eager Pillager. This allows you to get in with your pirates for damage, play the top card of your library, and make treasure. We're also going to play Malcolm, Alluring Scoundrel. I'm pretty sure this is never going to get to 4 chorus counters, but you are going to get to loot with it, and it is combat damage with a pirate. And of course, we're going to play my favorite pirate, Malcolm, Keen-Eyed Navigator, Whenever pirates you control deal combat damage to an opponent, make a treasure. This is just beautiful synergy all the way around. Because we're stealing things, Don Andres, the Renegade, is a perfect card for our deck. He's a vampire pirate, and because we'll be taking cards from our opponents, they're going to get buffed and are going to be pirates. We're also going to play Ramirez Di Pietro, Pillager, to take cards from our opponents' libraries. We're also going to play Hostage Taker. We're going to take people's creatures and make them our own. Port Raiser can get you 3 combat steps per turn, and that's beautiful. Darfleet Daredevil is a little bit of combat damage, but a lot of bit of graveyard hate. From Jumpstart, we get a cool clone in Pirated Copy. Now your opponent's creature that you copied also draws you cards. That's kind of neat. We get to play Blue Sun's Twilight, and we're going to take some creatures and make copies of them. I think that that's great. Threaten effects are really a common draft thing in Red, where you take creatures and use them for a turn. And we get to play Angrath the Flame Chained. Yes, he's part of Vraska's crew from back in OG Ixalan, but really, he was just a Minotaur that wanted to go back to Kaldheim and see his family. You could see why he'd be angry. He also takes other things and uses them. Let's get some more theft spells in there. We got Blatant Thievery. We've got the most hated spell in Commander, or at least one of them, Expropriate. People are going to probably let you take extra turns because they don't like losing their stuff, but they should be giving you their stuff. Your Straw Hat crew needs a boat, so how about the Indomitable? We're going to play Karizev's Expertise, so we can gain control of something and play a spell for free. You could also play Karizev. You can also play Ragavan. Awesome choices. What's a pirate adventure without a treasure map, right? Treasure map flits into Treasure Cove, make 3 treasures, and you can sack treasures to draw cards. That's awesome. Let's give someone a Dowsing Dagger as well. Someone's going to get some plants, but that won't matter. You're going to flip this right away. It becomes Lost Veil, and it taps for 3 mana of any color. So this isn't exactly Nami, but Beckett Brass is a really good choice for building a theft commander deck, especially a pirate theft commander deck. Hope that helps.